Imagine being able to travel to any point in time. Where would you go? And what would you do? You could witness some of the greatest moments in history.
That's gotta be Kane! Break it down! Degenerate into something cool. You just got tired of doing what you told to do. That's a race, boy. Yeah. That's a race, little man. Break it down.
We're back.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen.
Not just back as in, like, we're back on the podcast again. We actually took the Russell lessons.
Yeah, we're back in the present.
We're not cutting corners anymore and just watching Peacock.
Well, we really went back for one big reason, and that's the location of this Raw. Could not miss.
Sure.
And you may be able to tell from Rob's sweater we picked up while we were there. Ball State Cardinals, baby!
Chirp, chirp!
Muncie, Indiana, ladies and gentlemen.
I forgot their thing. I almost said...
Did they have a thing?
Yeah, chirp, chirp!
Oh, it is chirp, chirp.
Chirp, chirp, motherfucker!
I thought you were just making it up. Right?
No, it sounded like I made it up because I couldn't think. And it's so bad that you thought I just made it up on the spot. Yeah, it is chirp, chirp.
Did they steal that from Boost Mobile when they had the... Wasn't that what that was?
No, because we were saying it back here in...
oh, right. Boost Mobile's
97.
like 6-7 years later.
Yeah.
Well...
We're not chirp, shawty, chirp back. That's a rap lyric.
Yeah.
I know rap.
That's a jam, actually. We should listen to that after this.
We're not chirp, shawty, chirp back.
Louis knapsack where I'm holding all the work.
I mean, what you know about that? What you know about that? What you know about that?
I know all about that.
Are we a music podcast now? What's going on?
You know what I know all about? Is that this is a brand new ring
You look,
design.
hold on, you look good.
I look good like
with
this?
this just position.
This whole position?
Like you look like you're ready to just... By the way, Tom is going to be the note... He did the note taking because I was cooking dinner today. So
what a dinner. What a dinner, guys. He spared no expense. Fresh as chicken.
Are we a complimenting podcast?
Did you kill the chicken this morning? Because that was some fresh chicken.
Yeah, it was fresh chicken.
Very
Yardbird
nicely fried. What was that, like a honey?
Hot honey.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
Some nice arugula.
Arugula.
Big arugula guy.
Me too.
My favorite of the greens. And some peaches.
Yeah. Jalapenos, onions.
I didn't even notice the jalapenos.
Really?
Really?
Maybe you didn't get any. Well, it was a good meal. But no, your posture's great here.
Yeah, well, I've been listening on the podcast on Spotify and Breaker too, mostly Breaker, and I can't hear myself as well as I should, and I've been getting spoiled by watching the videos where you hear us both equally, and I gotta get my voice heard.
Yeah, but you look like your mannerisms, the way you're holding your
glass
looks good.
I don't have to worry about my can holding.
You look like you're ready to spit some straight up WWF knowledge.
That's what I'm here for, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
I'm the brains of the operation.
That is true. And
as Glenn Garrison would say.
What am I? Because I'm not the looks either.
Well, you're the I don't know. You're like kind of like the moderate.
I'm the brawn.
Yeah, for this episode, I don't know what you're gonna do. Normally, you're the note taker.
Yeah.
And then this is your laptop.
It's not even mine. It's my fiance's. It's my belts. My belts. Right there.
It's your book too.
Well, you bought it for
I bought it as a
me.
gift.
Yeah.
It's this is our podcast.
This is our podcast. Yeah.
But as I was going to mention, the ring is new. It's starting to head towards the design of black and red Raw. Up until now, it was that blue with the red, white, and blue ropes. Now we've got the black banner around the ring apron that says Raw is War. We got the craziest ropes I've ever seen. It's black, or it's red on top, black in the middle, red on the bottom. It's like a black sandwich with red bread.
Yeah, it's like a roast beef sandwich with a rye red. I don't hate it.
No, it's kind of cool.
You sent me a photo of it before, and you're like, "Hey, new ropes." I'm like, "That's a terrible idea." But actually watching it live, that black kind of blends in with the crowd, so it's not kind of in your face.
Right, you don't notice it as much as you think you would. And maybe that's why they got rid of it. You're gonna have to get a Bob the Builder up here.
What the fuck is going on?
I think somebody's rumbling over there. Is this the Royal Rumble?
It's not. It's Doug Furnace has been here working on my HVAC system
it's getting warmer out now, and
4 o'clock. It's 9:19 right now here on the East Coast.
Well, thank God he's willing to work overtime.
I'm not paying him overtime.
Oh, I think he did it for free, right? Just to be around a fan.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's like, you guys are doing the rest of my work. You're not on it.
You're not on this episode, dude. Come on.
What'd you think? Not a bad Raw, right?
I don't know. Maybe it was just the
2 terrible ones we watched.
Yeah. That this seemed so good, but I thought it was a good Raw. It was actually really good, I think, because there's some really good matches for Raw in this time period.
I think the
And a couple
promos were top notch.
really good promos.
Top notch promos, yeah.
And we'll get to those promos, but they were very real, like from speak with your chest, as they would say, So I am excited to get into those.
Yeah. You had the notes today, so I'll let you run the show.
Yeah, sure. It starts with Bulldog and Owen Hart coming out.
You took the notes on my laptop, so it's kind of like a team effort.
Yeah. I mean, you put it in all caps.
Speaking of like doing projects for people, like group projects, and somebody does all the work, and like you guys get the same grade. In English with Mrs. Sullivan, shout out to Mrs. Sullivan. Brian and I did a project. I literally did nothing. Nothing. When I mean nothing, not that I didn't do anything. Like what he went up, he was the only one. There was like groups of 3 or 4 that went up and did a presentation. Brian was the only one that went up there. We didn't do anything. I got an A-.
And he got
a B.
Well, you're just more personable.
I am.
You are. The show opens with Bulldog and Owen Hart coming out. They do a quick promo here, but they're obviously dressed to wrestle. Basically, all they're saying is their renewed reunion of being a team, thanks to Owen's brother Brett was big. They all are united now against America as Canadians and British guys. They actually came out holding flags, I believe, too.
I feel like it's coming from the ground.
Oh, you think it's underground?
I feel like I can feel everything.
Furnace, come on. Stop rumbling back there, Furnace. Where's LaFon? LaFon was always the...
I get him confused. It might be LaFon. It
Oh,
might be LaFon.
no wonder. You gotta get Furnace. LaFon doesn't know shit He's like a French painter or something.
I think he's painting the wall back here.
Never heard someone paint with a hammer before.
Well, to each their own.
Nonetheless, pretty basic promo from Owen Hart. Is very monotone and not that exciting. But you get a lot of big USA chants. Crowd is very still patriotic at this time. Clinton was president, so that explains it.
And we're in Indiana.
Chirp, chirp. Chirp, chirp. Chirp, chirp, Muncie. But they have a match against Hog and Pig, the Godwins.
The Godwins, yeah.
And it's an okay match for the most part early. You get a little Phineas action going hog wild.
Going hog wild, I like it. Did they say that at all, or are you making
No, I said hog wild myself.
I like it.
Because his names are Pig and Hog.
No, I understand the joke.
The way they worded it was different, but Henry calms him down, gets him back in the game, and the match continues. It ends in a very convoluted way. Like, there's no accountability here by the referee. He doesn't know what's going on.
And this is a repeating pattern throughout this entire Raw.
There's basically no rules.
Yes.
We've got Bulldog as a legal man. Henry Godwin's working on him. Henry Godwin takes him down for a pin. The ref is distracted by Phineas. While this happens, Owen Hart jumps off the top rope onto Henry and rolls him up for a pin. The ref turns around and counts. So Bulldog should have been the legal man.
Sure.
And was, watching it back. But Owen just jumps off top rope, interferes illegally, and then just rolls him up and the ref counts like he didn't remember who it was. And there's a whole part before that where he makes a big deal about not seeing the tag between Henry and Phineas. And so, like, you think maybe he's just being liberal with, I bet they made a tag. But
Yeah.
he was already, and it was very obvious tag earlier. So I don't know what they're doing there. But nonetheless, I like the match. Not really the point of this whole thing.
Sure.
But obviously the Godwins are pissed at the end here. And they're starting to threaten with the slop bucket on Bulldog and Owen Hart.
Yeah, as Owen and Bulldog are leaving.
Yeah, they're just backing him up the ramp.
Yeah, we get a little rush.
What a rush.
What a rush. LOD is coming out.
Do you think you can smell LOD before you can hear
Can I
LOD?
answer in Hawk's voice?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Simple answer.
Ask him why.
Why?
Because it's stinky. Do we do a stinky count in this entire Raw drink every time you hear the word stinky?
I don't think, I think he only says stinky once or twice. I
Owen
think-
Hart says it, I think.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
During
I think
the,
there's still more screws in this one. Then. Screwed.
I gotta cut down on my drinking.
Toy.
Drinking whiskey today.
Time. Sorry. So yeah, LOD's now behind Bulldog and Owen up the ramp, so they're blocking the way. Henry goes with the slop bucket to hit Bulldog and Owen, and they duck just in the nick of time, and it goes all over the Legion of Doom.
Slop bucket, mostly on Animal.
Mostly on Animal, which is unfortunate because Hawk would have been all about that stinky slop bucket.
stinky, sloppy.
Bucket.
Did I say stinky already?
Yes, you did, Hawk.
But it's still stinky.
What do you think Hawk was to just hang out with normally? You
I
think
want to
Hawk-
hang out with them. Let's hang out with them, but let's also like, Hawk. My mom's calling me back in 2022. I gotta go home, buddy.
R.I.P. Hawk though.
Did we mention that Honky Tonk Man is on commentary for not all, but maybe 75% of this entire Raw?
We haven't because he's not on commentary yet.
Oh, he's not.
No.
Oh, okay.
So he actually is not.
I'm
But
jumping
so
the
yeah,
shark
you
here.
jumped the gun, but it's very soon. They,
Jump the gun.
you guys will get that in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
But we did mention Legion of Doom and the Godwins kind of start beating the crap out of each other because of the slop bucket incident, and
So now they're feuding.
And we know that in your house, the 420 in your house, we've got the tag championship, Bulldog going against LOD.
I think that would be a good match.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. Maybe a really good tag match for us. But here we get to the next. Well, actually, when this is all happening, Bulldog and Owen go into backstage and are just getting interviewed, and they're just rewatching that clip of Legion of Doom getting slopped like 3 separate times. And then as that's happening, Stone Cold's going out for a match and yells at them a little
I
bit.
think it was the original Vine. It was just a 6-second clip over and over and over.
Yeah,
again.
they loved it. They loved it. And
That's when Owen says stinky, I believe.
yeah, it's stinky slop bucket.
Sorry.
Sorry. And we got a Stone Cold match against Billy Gunn. And this is where Honky Tonk Man comes out. Because he actually walks out with Billy Gunn.
So did I lie? Is it just for this part? Because I feel like Honky Tonk
No,
was
he's on the whole show.
Okay.
So he comes out with Billy like he's Billy's manager. And he's like kind of giving him a pep talk as he's walking out to the ring. And they get in the ring. Honky Tonk goes on commentary and the match starts. Okay match. Nothing really crazy. Stone Cold has the upper hand for the most part of it. He is very much over with the crowd here in Muncie.
Yeah.
Probably more than we've ever seen, especially for Stone Cold so far. And he gets like a legit low blow lands in front of the ref. Ref doesn't care.
Yeah,
Fans think
we
it's
just saw
awesome.
that like a week or two ago. And I guess that's...
I guess it's okay.
I think it's a cheap move if the ref's not looking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is a cheap move if the ref's not looking,
But
but
if he's looking, it's like, all right.
it's okay.
It's okay. Yeah. It's up to the ref's discretion, I think.
Yeah, I guess they're discreeting a lot right now. So, really, actually, another breaking news and an evolutionary thing here. There's an announcement and a tease for Sunday Night Heat debuting this Sunday. So this is
Yeah.
the first Sunday Night Heat we've heard.
So swipe up if you want us to watch it.
Yeah, I don't know. Can we get that on? We might have to YouTube
YouTube
that.
that one, maybe. Because
Maybe.
last time we're like, oh, we need to see this Shotgun Saturday Night. And I think I put it in the last video that it's a total bust. That was the one right before WrestleMania.
Yeah. I don't think that it's maybe since it's the first heat, maybe we should look it up after this.
Sure.
Just that would be the next thing.
Yeah.
So
if it's worth mentioning, I think we'll cover it.
I'm wondering if that Shotgun Saturday was so bad that they just canceled the whole show.
Yeah,
And now they got just Sunday Night Heat now.
Yeah, maybe. Because I think more people, they hyped it up so much, I think more people tuned into that Sunday before WrestleMania because we were thinking, what the heck's going to happen? Especially with Owen Hart and Bulldog. And then that Shotgun Saturday Night, they had like the best chemistry and there was like no feuding between the two.
That's why it was lame?
No, it was mostly talking. But bad talking.
And no boobs from Sunny?
No, I think she was barely in it too.
What the hell? She's the one who told us to watch.
I know. I mean, I'm still going to listen to her.
Well, I'll do it if she asks or tells me to in any manner, but come on.
I just don't like being told to do things.
Unless it's by Sunny.
Yeah.
Because I'm into that.
I'm into that. Like, don't tell me to eat your... I was going to eat your ass. Now I'm...
Do you want to eat ass less if they tell you to do it?
Yes. No. Are we an eating ass podcast?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, we are.
This is 1997. This is when eating ass started.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. Baby got back.
I feel
come
like,
out here.
I know, but there's been more ass eating talk in the last year than there ever has before.
Yeah, where did that start? Who's the big Nicki Minaj, maybe?
Because she said lately on the cupcake. Maybe.
I don't fuck Wayne. I don't fuck Drake.
I'm not a big Nicki fan, but she is a trendsetter for publicly saying, eat my ass like a cupcake.
Yeah, I'm
Maybe
bored.
the first one, right?
You know, we're going to have to do some research on that. Let's have Klaus look that up.
Yeah.
And we will see if we get anything before the end of the episode.
Who was the first one that mentioned eating ass? Freddie Joe Floyd. Wow. Who would have thought? What a
Love me some
trendsetter.
Freddie Joe Floyd. Hopefully we see some of him later tonight.
We might.
Spoiler alert, we do. Stunner for the dub.
Yeah, Stone Cold looked good.
He looks good.
Pretty much dominated match.
Yeah, very much so. But after this, we get Honky Tonk going to the ring to talk to Billy Gunn. He said, I'm going to talk to this man.
Okay, because he just got embarrassed by Double J.
Yeah, he
last
destroyed
week.
his priceless guitar.
I know.
Just
Big
so
Boy
good.
wanted that up at their restaurant.
Big Boy? Was it Big Boy?
Big Boy was
Big
big in
Boy.
the 90s. Because remember Austin Powers? They had that Big Boy. That was
Oh,
like
yeah,
the-
that was
the
his
ship.
spaceship. That's
Yeah.
where he escaped. Lasers.
Do you think Big Boy had to pay out the ass for that? Or do you think that it was just kind of like a funny thing to put
Would
the
you
Big
say
Boy-
that's where ass eating started? Big Boy at that
Maybe, yeah.
It's awesome. Mike Myers like, look, just lick my ass and I'll put it in there. You don't have to give me any money.
Yeah, and so like getting my belly is like, let me eat that
my
tushy.
belly.
No, it wasn't that, Robert. Come on. Did I say that out loud?
Is that your inner dialogue normally?
That's how I talk to my.
Have you ever heard this? Okay, it's getting way off track now. But have you ever heard this phenomenon that some people don't have inner dialogues?
I have heard that. Yeah. So
Is
what
that
do
the
you
craziest thing
do?
ever? Yeah. What do you do?
I know my voice definitely sounds different in my head. Actually, it doesn't. Actually, from listening to myself on this podcast, like they're kind of merging. Like the why did I do the sizzle thing? They're merging.
That is a merge, right?
That's a merge. Yeah.
Merge.
But do you feel the same way? Like your voice was a little bit different in your head?
Yeah,
and now
well,
I'm kind of
I don't know. I don't think I still think it's different in my head, but I think and it sounds different to me when I talk to what I actually sound like. But I don't mind it as much as I used to.
Sure.
So everyone start a podcast. Just don't do it about wrestling. It'll help your voice.
Man, don't be plugging other people's podcasts.
But this whole thing about the inner dialogue, I've heard it's like a picture. Like you just see pictures of things, and that's how you think it. It seems so clunky and terrible.
So if I'm like walking up to like a hot stove and I'm like, oh, I shouldn't touch that. I just see like fire and pain.
Yeah, I guess so. I
Fire
don't
and
get it.
brimstone. Yeah.
Well, hospital, pain. It's like you just look at your hand and it's just like pulsating in red. Like
No, it's just a bunch of like Microsoft clip art. Like there's not like real images. It's just a bunch of clip art. Or what if it's just like GIFs?
Yeah, what I mean, but
Like the
before
elbow and
that, like
flames.
before pictures and stuff. How the hell did you do anything?
Before,
Like, what would you do? How do you
like a
imagine it?
caveman without dialogue. I
Yeah.
think of like writings in caves. I
Yeah.
don't know. Speaking of picture in picture, we cut to a commercial break.
You don't because you have the premium Peacock. Your Peacock
Yeah.
is numero uno. My Peacock.
I got a pretty big Peacock.
My Peacock could use a little work. Could use some improvements, maybe a little maintenance,
Maybe a little money.
a little money. Donate to the podcast. Donate to the podcast, and Robert will eat ass live on this podcast. Enough money, and it'll be Nicki Minaj's ass, Sonny's ass, whoever you want. Sonny would probably do it. She's going to go to prison soon, so.
We get enough money.
How much to get to have you? I mean, nuptials, like, take that out of it. How much to get Sonny on here and eat your ass? Wait, is she eating your ass or you're eating her ass?
Either way, I think I'll just do it for free for the clout and
We're never gonna
subscribers.
make money, man. We're never gonna make money.
I'm a clout guy.
Oh, you big clout guy?
Big clout guy.
That's that why you name your fish Klaus?
No, big German guy for that.
Oh,
Ich mag dich fertig. Where are we at? Honky Tonk Man is talking to Billy Gunn, hence the gun pun earlier. Gun
Ooh,
pun.
the gun pun.
Gun pun.
I like the gun pun.
Yes.
Yeah, so he comes out to talk to him, similar to how he talked to Double J last week. Double J smashed his guitar. Can't believe we got onto all that just from talking about Big Boy for 5 seconds. Oh my god.
And we're already at 36 minutes. Shit. Gotta wrap this podcast
So
up.
he goes to tell him he thinks you could be the best. Billy, I think you could be the best. Been watching you for a long time, and you're going to go a long way with me. What do you say? Put her there. I want to be your manager. And Billy just clocks him right in the face. Pow, right in the kisser.
Right in the kisser. That's the first time somebody said that. Tom said it. God,
Yeah.
there's so much rumbling going on. So, what's Honky Tonk Man gonna do now?
I have no idea what he's going to do.
He's got no Double J.
He's got no Double J.
He's got no Billy Gunn.
No Billy Gunn.
AKA potentially New Age Outlaws.
Yeah, I'm wondering if this is the precursor, the start of it all. Maybe it is.
Yeah.
Or just coincidence.
Oh, we didn't know? We kind of knew.
We knew. We knew.
We didn't have to call nobody.
No, we didn't have to dial those numbers that are no longer
They're
active.
blurred out, yeah. They're blurred out now. So, like, on the Peacock, it will always say, like, call 1-800, blah, blah, blah. And it would just say, like, not an active number. And now, after WrestleMania, they're all, like, blurred out now.
Yeah. And you can't even, maybe those are active still.
Yeah, maybe they are. Maybe we should call them, yeah.
But you can't see it.
Obviously, with their parents' permission.
Yeah. Well, as long as we're 18, I think. One of us is 18 at least, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Still gonna ask my mom.
Bro, it's good
She
to be
gives
safe.
great
Yeah,
advice.
it's her phone bill, right?
Yeah. Still on that family plan, baby.
So, really weird segment here. We get some dude in a military outfit
This is weird.
just comes out and stands at the top of the ramp and starts talking. And it becomes clear he is a South African commando. And he is basically saying that he's there. Him and all of his commandos are there in order to research the long-term effects of democracy on a population.
I think this is what Sonny got arrested for, the whole terrorism thing.
Yes.
Was this exact thing,
This
right?
is it, yeah. But this is Brett putting this on. Apparently, he says the next Raw is going to be in Johannesburg, South Africa. Bret Hart is already there, and he's got a match coming up soon. And this guy and his commandos are going to just figure out what's going on in America. This is a good line here, probably my line of the night. A couple lines here. He says, "Criminals run your government," and that got a big boo.
Well, it's true.
Which now would get a huge pop.
Yes.
But this is the line. He says, "We will teach you sissy liberal Americans the real meaning of democracy, even if we have to beat the truth into you."
Sounds like a little communism, but
Well, sissy liberal Americans, a little fascist maybe.
a little bit fascist, yeah.
Shout out to Secret Hitler, guys. What a board game. Look it up. It's actually a board game. It's nothing racist that I'm saying right now, and I don't condone fascism.
No,
or
this
Hitler.
is true, yeah.
But this whole thing leads to a Brett promo from Johannesburg. So like they go to a video of him. It looks like my dad's camcorder filmed this in 1997.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
So I do remember my dad being gone for a stretch in spring '97, right before my birthday, and he must have been in Johannesburg. He told me he was at the National Wiffle Ball Championships, but he must have been in Johannesburg filming Bret Hart.
Yeah, that's everyone's alibi. Because no one's gonna. That's so specific. No one's gonna question that. Like, where were you the night of the 13th? Like, National Wiffle Ball Tournament. They're like, that seems very specific. We won't look into that.
I don't even know if they have a number to call.
I know. Yeah. It's probably not active anymore.
But Bret, it's a weird video, low quality. He's like in a bathroom in Johannesburg, and he just basically does a quick promo saying that he's been right about everything the whole time. Stone Cold's a baby, and he's crying about losing. He'll beat him anytime. Psycho Sid is another good line. Says that he has $1 million body and a 10-cent brain, and he'll beat him too if he has to. And then they show the video of him walking out to a match in South Africa carrying the South African flag.
Ooh.
So, whatever that means, it means. And we will have Raw in Johannesburg next week. So I'm excited for that. They seem to do big shows for the overseas crowds, at least back then. So I think it'll be a good Raw. And it's the one right before the In Your House on 420s.
Yeah, should be good.
And we get a little quick promo from, not a promo really, kind of a quick interview from Vince to HBK in the back, who's nonchalantly sitting in the locker room bench watching this on a tiny little TV.
There's so much rumbling going on.
But I guess this is also the time Bret Man and Bart Man from The Simpsons, Bart Simpson, were on the cover of Entertainment Weekly together.
That's weird.
Well, he actually was in a Simpsons episode, Bret Hart.
Okay.
And
during this time as well?
Yeah, I think this is why he was there. So
understand.
Mr. Burns goes broke for some reason or other, and Bret Hart is like one of the people who might buy his house, and basically a realtor brings him in. He goes, "I don't like this place. It smells like old guy," and then that's like his only line.
Realtor man, release the hounds.
I was hoping Bret would have the recurring role on The Simpsons after that, but
well, it's not. He's a reoccurring role here.
Yeah, and he's reoccurringly pissed at America, so it makes sense that he wouldn't do that. But they go to a quick interview with HBK, and he's like, I really hope Bret knows that Bart isn't real. He's just a cartoon.
He says this?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was slaving,
is that like,
he was slaving away at dinner, guys. So don't take it out.
Yeah, but is that like a diss on America to be like, we don't know if that yellow cartoon is real or not, or was he just?
I think no. HBK says this about Bret, and so I think he's saying Bret's an idiot.
Okay, I'm following.
Yeah, and then HBK comes out. You hear the music.
Yeah.
And he's got an interview with Vince. So Vince asks him a few
in-ring interview. Yeah.
In-ring interview. So asks him a few questions, and this is one of those two really good promos we mentioned. He starts talking about the Bret attack a few weeks ago. Vince is asking him about that, saying, "What's the deal? Are you going to be all right? Was it a setback on your knee?" Because obviously Bret did some knee damage, and he was like, "Yeah, it did set me back a bit. As for when I'm coming back, I ain't telling you." So he's keeping that real close to the chest.
Yeah. He also mentions that he's like, don't feel bad about Shawn Michaels. He ran his mouth and Shawn Michaels saying don't feel bad about me.
Oh, about
I ran my mouth. I took a little beating. Like that's what I do.
It's my thing. But this is again a really good promo. He starts going hard.
It's a good 10-minute promo.
Yeah, and he just starts going off, and it's a lot of it is real stuff. He's saying. He starts with like, everybody's all really mad that Bret Hart is like a bad guy. Why did he become a bad guy? Let me tell you something. Bret and Shawn Michaels, we hate each other. Bret hates me. I hate him. He's always been a bad guy. And then he kind of gets like almost off the kayfabe, And he's saying when I came up, when like Brett came up, I let him have his time in the light. And when it was my turn, he wouldn't do the same. After I beat him at WrestleMania, he like skulked away for injuries. And so a lot of personal stuff like that, saying that he doesn't care if you're rooting or cheering for him because the WWF fan has all the right in the world to do no matter whatever they want to do. And he also says that when Brett left after WrestleMania, he was entertaining joining another wrestling organization, which I would imagine is WCW here.
Correct.
And instead of doing his job and having the back of the WWF and its fans, he was, trying to turn it into more money by having this whole negotiation. And while he was doing that, Shawn Michaels was running the federation, champion, and it was the most successful time in the history of the WWF. He says that. And he goes, right, Vince? And Vince is like,
yeah. Oh, you bet your ass it was. Cha-ching.
Which is interesting to me if that's true, because they were getting their asses beat for most of that, ratings-wise.
Correct.
But I think maybe it was just a reflection on how good the industry was doing in general. Like, if you go look back, the best ratings ever in wrestling were those 5 years from like 96 to 2001, 2002, and then it kind of just steadily falls off for like 10 years and like stays where it is now. So maybe they were just both doing so well, but you always think of this time as WWF not doing well because WCW is doing so well. But I don't know.
Sure.
But
and
that's interesting.
Sean's also saying the fact that, Brett's kind of backed up by the Hart family already, right? That family's already made a name for himself, so it's going to draw tickets. But Sean's like, it was my dream to become a WWF champion. It wasn't like in my bloodline. I had to work day in and day out. He's like, Bret Hart doesn't care. He just wants money. He wants all the merch. He wants all this other stuff because he expects it. Sean's like, I don't care if you root for me or you're against me. Just know, I know how much you're paying for these tickets. I know how much it is to go out and buy a $20, $30 t-shirt out of your hard-earned money. He goes, regardless if you're buying my t-shirt, you're buying Brett's t-shirt, I'm still going to come in this ring and bust my ass, and I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going to listen to other deals by other organizations. He's like, this is the company that brought me up. I'm ride or die, bitch.
Yeah, there was a little paraphrasing at the end.
Little paraphrasing.
He didn't say bitch, but...
He did say shit in this promo.
Yeah, he did say a lot,
right off the bat.
And he, honestly, it's a great promo. If you guys want to see, like, some hardcore, really, like, you could tell they really felt it promo. There's two in this episode.
Well, there's promos that you could tell have some spark notes that are scripted a little bit. Like, he went all in on this, and, he sounded almost like, it was almost like a political debate where he was just going, and he's like, all right, Senator Michaels, you have 60 seconds on the clock. And he just went in and like, vote for me, I'm your guy, First Amendment rights, baby.
Yeah, he did say that a few times.
A few times.
Big on First Amendment rights here. I think, but it was weird. It's like from stories I've heard of Shawn at this time, the things he was accusing Bret of are a lot of what I've heard he was like at this time. Like kind of self-centered, couldn't toe the line between his wrestling character and his real life. And in this, he says, Bret, can't give up on being the hitman. He's the hitman 24/7, even when he goes home. I just go home, I'm just plain old Shawn. But from what I've heard, everybody's like, he just believed he was the Heartbreak Kid this whole time. And
that's a very good point.
So I don't know if he was like...
He sold me on this promo, but knowing like kind of the stuff I know now, it's like, oh, Shawn was just kind of like, before Shawn got injured, we're like, oh my God, it's this self-centered asshole, right? And then he kind of got injured. Maybe this humbled him out a bit. You know what I mean?
Maybe. And I know we got the DX thing coming soon, and so maybe that was more of his acting, and he kind of had to figure it out over this year, and people just didn't realize it yet. I don't know. But yeah, the Shawn that comes back in 2002, totally different person from everything I've heard. He's reborn Christian and all this stuff. So,
but I think like right here, even like I said, knowing what I know now, I'm sold on this promo 100%. Yeah, and I'm sure what he's saying isn't wrong, but I'm sure I want to talk to like the other guy, not Bret, not Sean, just the other guys just like, oh no, they're both total assholes.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? It's just an ego contest.
Yeah, I asked
between one
Honky
or the
Tonk
other.
Man what he thinks about it.
Yeah.
But great promo. I was very happy with that, and it is kind of getting into this Brett versus Sean rivalry already, and maybe we'll start to get that soon. I don't know, but I'm excited for it. And I mean, I know at least Sean's a few weeks out from actually wrestling, so I'm sure we'll get some interim stuff in the meantime. I took a note here for you. I think you said it was your sign of the night.
Sign of the night, baby. You ready for this?
Can't wait.
I really wasn't watching that many signs, but this one really stuck out to me. It says, ass suck.
This really gets coming full circle.
This is coming full circle. I wasn't even like referencing this at all, but it just says ass suck. Maybe this guy with the sign is
He
who
was the
started the whole
first
ass
person.
thing.
I told you it started here.
It was Freddie Joe Floyd with the
Freddie
sign?
Joe Floyd had the sign. Speaking
Well,
of,
who makes that? Because there's hundreds of signs out there. And it's a big pink neon sign, and then it just said, it doesn't say like suck ass. It says ass suck.
maybe had it upside down and backwards.
Maybe.
And it was a see-through sign.
I don't think so. I don't think that's right. But
Well-
speaking of Freddie Joe Floyd.
That's what I was saying to say.
Oh, really?
That exact thing.
Oh, speaking of
So
Freddie Joe
speaking of
Floyd.
Freddie Joe
Not
Floyd-
only do we get Freddie Joe Floyd, ladies and gentlemen, but we get do I dare say, and this you can read this in numerous articles, the best jobber of all time,
Numero 1, the GOAT.
Barry Horowitz, versus the Headbangers.
Headbangers, you gotta know what's coming here, ladies and gentlemen. Hashtag jobber match.
Hashtag the best to ever do it though.
Yes,
I
and
might
he-
be a
and he-
jobber,
hey,
but I'm gonna be the best at
He
jobbing.
does a great job
Can we talk about Thrasher spitting in the air and then catching it back in
in
his
his
mouth?
mouth. Is that after you ass suck or before you ass suck?
That is who. That's for the listeners to decide. Swipe up. Let us know.
Yeah,
is
swipe
that,
up.
Is that
Do you spit in your
pre-ass
own mouth?
licking or
Yeah.
post-ass licking?
I guess depends how freaky you are, huh?
Thrasher is definitely a post guy, right?
Yeah, well, I think he just does it for fun.
Don't we all? So not a bad. Actually, we were talking about this as it kind of went on. These guys are jobbers, but they're good wrestlers.
They're the best job.
Yeah.
I personally, I know Barry Horowitz, technically the GOAT of jobbing, but I'm a big Freddie Joe Floyd guy. Probably my favorite jobber. He's got some good moves, man. And he kicked out of a pedigree. You can't beat that.
That is correct. The last time we saw Freddie Joe Floyd, ladies and gentlemen, was he kicked out of the pedigree. The first we've seen to even do it.
Yeah, very few will do it from here, you know?
Yeah. Why do you think these guys are jobbing? I mean, they're obviously like the most generic,
Yeah,
Like
that's probably
outfits, like-
part of it.
just green trunks, green like elbow pads, knee pads, and that's it. Barry Horowitz does have the Star of David on his trunks, though.
Yeah, shalom. But I don't know what makes a jobber. Like I would think they'd be like good local guys or something, and then they just never were able to break through as a character later on. But also, I don't know that they ever had a chance. But also, I don't think Horowitz does that much good stuff.
No, I think this is mostly Freddie Joe on this one.
So
Yeah.
maybe that's the case here.
Yeah. Either way, Headbangers get the win, and maybe they can get into the conversation of a title shot because they were promised that title shot against Bulldog and Owen Hart, and it ended in a DQ. So they should, if anybody needs a re-title shot, it should be them before Legion of Doom. Or maybe if Legion of Doom wins, then they should face the Headbangers, in my opinion.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. How the tag team division is. I was thinking about this when the Godwins match was on. Like, remember the whole angle where Sunny pretended she was into Phineas and
Oh, yeah.
all this terrible tag team stuff that like only Sunny made interesting for the first 6 months that we covered things
Yeah.
with Skip and Zip and the Godwins.
If it wasn't for Sonny, would we have just went straight to 98?
we might have.
We might have.
You never know. But we are I'm very happy with the tag division now. Even though a couple of them are just kind of like plug and play guys, But Owen and Bulldog are great. We got the Headbangers who are doing good stuff.
Yeah.
Your favorite, the New Blackjacks.
New Blackjacks, LOD. We got the
Yeah.
Godwins. We kind of have Mankind and Vader as well.
Yeah. So good state of the tag division.
Majority of the WWF is a tag team, right?
Right,
At
which
least
is
that's
weird
something
for
going
like
on.
there's only like 8 people to go through.
I know, because other than that, we have like Stone Cold, Bret Hart, and Undertaker, right? Other than that, like someone's
And
at
Sid,
least
yeah,
has an
Sid and Bret
alliance.
Hart.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got a very weird spot, but another exciting new member of the WWF.
I'm not gonna be real.
We've got Ken Shamrock and Vernon White in an MMA exhibition match, which is, like I mentioned, like an MMA match. So it's weird, but they both come out, and it's just like you're just doing a sparring session almost in MMA. A little, head kicks blocked, little jabs and punches back and forth, a few takedown attempts. The Vernon White kicks the shit out of Ken Shamrock while he's like on the ground, kicks the shit out of him right in the chest. And Ken Shamrock just gets up pissed off, takes him down, and just starts laying him out with punches and busts him open, and he's just bleeding profusely in the middle of the ring, and he taps out and calls the match. So I don't know if it was legit, but it seemed like this Vernon White guy was going to be a jobber and wasn't really supposed to kick him as hard as he could straight in his chest. And then Shamrock got a little angry and just beat the crap out of him, as he is the world's most dangerous man. And JR interviews him after this, and he says pretty much that, like, it's just supposed to be an exhibition, and then, he got a little, kicked me pretty hard there, I got a little angry, and, that's how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, this match was interesting. Is this the most real Raw we've seen? Because I'm pretty sure that this wasn't. I guess I'll ask your thoughts on this. I thought that like it was supposed to be kind of like an MMA, but don't do too much like like WWF wrestling, and then let them kind of get the upper hand. Maybe get I don't know, like maybe fake MMA. But then to your point, that kick, and then he literally, he's busted open. I don't know. Did you say that yet?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like when I say busted open, it's not like like a razor cut. Like there's blood all over the mat, and it's still going to be there for the rest of the entire
profusely
episode.
dripping out of his head. Like it was either from an elbow or just like a sharp punch from Shamrock. So I don't know what happened there, but it was entertaining.
That kick was hard that he did
He kicked the
shit out of him.
Like that would hurt.
Yeah, and I think he did lose his temper.
Then you can't even do that in MMA. Like you can't kick a guy in the chest when he's down.
No,
like
you can't.
I
guess that's just a receipt, is what we consider it in the
and
wrestling
while
industry.
Shamrock's getting interviewed, you hear your favorite theme song in the WWE. It's time! It's Vader time! And Vader comes out. And it's like
It's MMA gloves versus MMA gloves.
Yeah, V on the ass, nothing on the ass, And he's coming out with Paul Bearer. They kind of face off a bit with Ken Shamrock, and then kind of both get separated by the referees and WWF officials.
So what happened with his beef with Billy Gunn? Is this just going to be like a little test? Was that just a test of strength?
That was
maybe?
just a test of strength. I don't think it was a beef. I think it was just to show everyone.
Because
he's
are we
the
really
real
going to do
deal.
Shamrock and Billy Gunn? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with Shamrock. I know he did, he has a pretty successful career over the next few years, but they got to build into that. They can't just be like, oh, we're gonna make him, legit right away. And I'm sure he's got a lot of training to do. So
I could just imagine like having a guy like Ken Shamrock from the UFC, MMA, remember when like Ronda Rousey was in the MMA and UFC, and she was kind of a beast, and everyone was just like, she's the baddest woman on the planet, right?
Yeah.
Like no one's like, she is like, the GOAT, because there wasn't, I guess,
it had just started.
female wrestlers weren't getting that like big push, so all we had was like Ronda Rousey to back on.
She was great though. Like she was electric. I remember being doubtful of it. I was like, yeah, it's just probably not that good. But her last few, like before she lost the first time, they were just electric matches.
Yeah, Amanda Nunes is like my
Yeah.
like pinnacle, like bad bitch for sure. But like there wasn't UFC didn't have that big of a push, and Ken Shamrock is like he has the look, he's technical enough, but when you keep getting the baddest man on the planet, and then you get him in this, I guess back to my point is like having him like literally cut open somebody in the ring because they kicked him wrong and he lost his temper. It's like, as Vince, it's like, hey, buddy, here in the World Wrestling Federation, and don't take this the wrong way, we had this conversation with all of our wrestlers.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Well, I thought you said anything.
Right, but like, how is that? Like, how do you approach a guy like that? That's just like you bring him on for the ratings and like I guess legitimacy to wrestling, but it's just like that's got to be a hard talk. Gorilla had to do that talk, right?
Oh yeah, Vince isn't having that talk. Like, let me tell you, I'm running out of wrestlers here. All I got is Vernon White, okay? I might have to have him fight for the championship next week. I don't know. But we'll get to that too. We're getting a little ahead of ourselves there, or are we? We have that match. Vader comes out, but he has a jobber match as well against, I believe, it is, what's his name? Frank Stiletto? I think.
Yes.
Frank Stiletto, the new jobber. Never seen him before. He's got a match against Vader. Vader's toying with him, obviously destroying him. In the middle of the match, we get a Mankind interview, and they're asking him, what do you have to say for what you did to The Undertaker last week? Is when he burned The Undertaker's face with your flash cotton.
We're calling it flash cotton. I didn't look that up. I'm pretty sure it's flash cotton.
Can you? Oh my! I do.
Hey, we'll leave it at that.
Okay.
I'm done. Then I did it.
All right, beautiful. That's going to be the coolest thing ever. Can't wait for this episode to air. And so he just says he's got a
Happy Halloween, guys.
He's got a present for the Undertaker at the end of Raw tonight. So be there for it, Undertaker. You're going to love it. And goes back to the match, and Vader wins with a powerbomb. Then we get to my boy Gorilla Monsoon, Harambe, R.I.P. And he is saying that we have had this match advertised all night, Psycho Sid versus Mankind. Psycho Sid is not in the building.
Yeah, what's going on with him?
We don't know what's going on. I've heard either he missed his flight or he had an accident with an automobile.
That's a huge thing to say. Like, it's like, I get it. Maybe he missed his flight. Maybe he got the flu. Or maybe he's dead on a guardrail right now. It's basically what they're saying, right?
Could have just been a fender bender.
I guess I didn't think of that.
Oh, is that
Maybe
Psycho Sid hammering out behind us?
Yeah. I don't know shit. Dude.
Dude, so I got to mention the new character we came up with. You did. One of our last few episodes that I didn't notice until recently. Mm-hmm. Psycho Sith.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of potential there.
Yes.
Because he is the man and the master and the ruler of the universe. So we need to get into that.
Or the ruler of the galaxy.
Ruler of the galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Psycho Sith.
Psycho Sith. I don't know shit.
Have you ever heard the story of Darth Sid? He told his apprentice nothing because he didn't know shit.
Hell yeah, dude. We're going to do this. This is going to be a buddy comedy with him, with Rodney Dangerfield Undertaker.
Yeah, we need to do the
just get the flash gun in my face. No respect here. Oh.
We got to do the Bret Hart as Tom from Blink-182.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. And I need some time. Yeah.
And Trump, Triple H. Triple Trump, what do we call him?
Triple H Trump, I believe. We haven't even. What's Triple H doing?
He's out. He must be in. So here's my theory. Because there's a lot of people.
He's probably pissed we got Freddie Joe Floyd.
Yeah, well, no, I think
Barry
because
Horowitz.
there's so many people missing. I think Ahmed. I think the Nation of Domination. I think Triple H. I think they're all in Johannesburg for that show.
Oh, really?
And that's my guess here as to why we don't see him. So, but it's still a really good Raw for not having.
We got a lot of jobbers. Barry Horowitz. What a Jew.
Freddie Joe Floyd.
Hey, dude.
Kicked out of the pedigree. I didn't kick out of the pedigree, but he did.
Yeah.
And
one of the lightest pedigrees I've ever given. Didn't he kick out of the pedigree? Fake news. That is fake
Nobody
news.
kicks out of the pedigree.
Yeah. Wow, we got a lot of notes to cover here.
Oh,
God,
dude, this is where it gets really intense. So, well, Monsoon's saying he's got no more wrestlers. The only person somehow, although it makes no sense, that can fill in if Psycho Sid can't come is Stone Cold.
Oh.
Even though he already had a match, he's the only one. Not Billy Gunn, who also already had a match.
Okay.
Not like any of these people who faced jobbers who were terrible. Only
Well, I mean,
Stone
Vader
Cold.
was out.
He was already out there. He didn't even get punched one time.
Okay.
Vader versus Mankind, but I guess they're tag team kind of. But
Sure.
either way,
Okay.
he says it's Stone Cold.
I mean, Hawk or Animal.
Yeah, they didn't do anything.
They didn't do anything today.
I'm
not fighting that stinky guy. Yeah. And I guess maybe they got slopped. That's what it was. They got slopped.
Yeah, they were too stinky to fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Stone Cold comes
Are you
up.
saying sticky? I always say sticky. I mean stinky. All right, we'll just maybe Stone Cold again. That's how I get. They probably ran through this already.
Well, we've got so Stone Cold's like, I ain't doing that. I already had a match. You piece of shit. You kiss my ass.
Probably a direct quote actually from Stone Cold.
And he's like, you know what? Never mind. You know what? You give me. I know Bret Hart's got a match against Psycho Sid at the 420 in your house. You give me that match, and I'll go out there tonight. And he said, all right. Well, we got a few minutes. Psycho Sid might still show up, but if he doesn't, you got a deal.
And entering the ring comes Mankind. So how much time are we giving Psycho Sid here?
More than I thought.
More than I thought, but
yeah, it's the next match.
yeah. Man, I didn't even think about that fender bender. Maybe I just think of the most fucked up shit.
Hey man, it's all right. Dwayne Haskins thing just happened recently. You know.
Yeah.
That's just, assuming the worst.
Hit by a dump truck? Is that true? I didn't really look into that at all.
Oh, I don't know if it's a dump truck.
I heard
It would
dump
be
truck.
ironic. I don't want to make light of this
Yeah, me
situation.
neither. It's too soon.
But
Well, not when this airs.
yeah, you're
It has
right.
to be a year from now.
Wouldn't it be crazy for someone to get hit by a dump truck while listening to some guy dumps like a truck?
Oh, I was thinking because he was like in Miami, right? And when he was like got hit by a dump truck, I just thought like some fat ass,
Some
just
fat
fell off his
Latino
fence.
woman?
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
That's the way to go.
Hey, if I go out eating ass, then I go out eating ass.
Big eating ass podcast, apparently.
Yeah. What were we gonna name this one? We're gonna say Hell Hath No Fury like the Undertaker.
Yeah, I think
call it Hell Hath No
we just
Fury
call it
like-
ass suck.
Yeah. Hell yeah. But Paul Bearer Mankind come out, and we've got a quick interview / promo from Mankind, and this is that gift or present or whatever surprise that he had for the Undertaker. But this
I
is
thought you were saying GIF.
yeah, this is that gift.
Yeah.
He JR asks him, why did you burn Undertaker? And man, does Mankind go off. I don't know.
Great
if
promo.
You think this is? Do you think? I think this is better than Shawn Michaels' promo from today.
I would say that they're up there because I know Shawn Michaels was kind of more real to what we were saying, but Mankind is like acting just.
Well, he's real too. He's being real, and you've never seen Mankind be
This is
real
true.
Mick Foley. Like he's being
No,
real
you're right. This one
Mick
wins.
Foley
This one
in
wins.
this, and it's crazy. And he says that they've done brutal stuff to each other, but that Undertaker never knew who Mankind was. Mankind knew who Undertaker was. He's seen him in his posh hotels and fancy cars, which is weird because like I've never known the Undertaker do that as the character of the Undertaker. But
By fancy cars, he means like
A hearse?
Harleys,
Oh, Harley.
like road glides, street glides.
yeah,
We were on a time limit. All right, guys, that is Turnbuckle Time Machine. Good night. I didn't even see that there.
well, I think
guess
you
we'll
only
just-
went to like 40 minutes.
We'll leave it in. We'll leave it in. Psych. This episode's going on very, very fucking long.
Yeah, well, I took a lot of notes here. I thought this is what we're supposed to be doing. I thought this was our job.
Yeah, we're not cutting corners, guys.
Yeah, so this is a great promo. He talks about that. This is another great line. He says, have you ever sat on a plane for 14 hours smelling the scent of your burnt flesh? Well, I have, and it makes me sick. You ever go home and your wife says, "What's that smell? What's burning?" And you say, "It's me." And like,
Twice a week.
Twice a week. But this is one to check out because he's just being so real. He's talking about, nobody would imagine that I could anyone would marry mankind. What my daughters think, like, will you protect me, Father? And I can tell her no because I'm on the road 300 nights a year.
Yeah.
It's intense, man. And he says that if you're a responsible parent, I would recommend you do not let your kids watch this pay-per-view because I'm going to burn the shit out of The Undertaker, basically.
That was great.
Yeah.
That makes me like, I can't wait for this pay-per-view now.
Yeah, and it might be his last match, he's saying. He's like, but I have my standing reservation at the emergency room, but Undertaker, I've made one for you too, because you're going to be like a charred crisp when we leave there, and you're going to need one of these. And the gift was that he got him his own Mankind mask.
You remember quite a lot without having like the notes here.
Yeah.
You did well.
Thank you. But this promo is great. There's so many good, like, I was going to write this whole thing out, but then it's just like great line after great line after great line.
Yeah, the promos here are good. The wrestling is kind of subpar, but this is season 5, episode 13. If you do want to watch these promos, they are phenomenal.
Yeah, the Mankind one's great. And you get a dong from The Undertaker.
Yeah, not here.
But on the screen. He's up
in
there.
the ether.
On the ether. Net cable. And he starts going on some really like crazy profound shit. It's like, all of my army of darkness, he says he has sentenced mankind to eternal damnation. And I'm going to open the vault of souls and unleash the most deadly demon upon you. And he says to Paul Bearer that you think you know darkness. I've taught you everything you know about darkness, but not everything I know. And hell hath no fury like the Undertaker. Boom. And Mankind's just kind of rocking in the ring at this point.
Yeah.
And he's still got to have a match with Stone Cold.
This is good. Yeah, right after that. Apparently Psycho Sid did not show up.
Did not. We didn't hear the wham, 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 wham.
So we have Stone Cold versus Mankind, and it starts immediately out of the ring. Stone Cold goes for a suplex, or Mankind goes to suplex Stone Cold on the ramp, and he reverses it. So back to Mankind, he's just taking the beating, right? To his point of the promo, he's not a wrestler with pretty hair and glamorous muscles, so he has to work extra hard on, basically just taking bumps.
And he does take a hell of some bumps here, and they do a whole part where he takes the mat, whatever thin mat there is, off of the
your junior high mats.
My junior high gym class mats, and they do a spot on there. They do some good in the ring spots. He goes to get a pile driver on Stone Cold on the ramp at one point. And Stone Cold just kind of like reverses it and throws him like off the ramp, and he lands just on the concrete and hits the barricade. It was a hell of a bump.
A hell of a bump, but it was like the spot wasn't at all like that, man. Like anybody else, like Stone Cold would have made sure that like when he pushed him, he had some follow through to the ramp. But Mankind's just like, hit me as hard as you can. I'll take the rest.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what happened. He pushed him as hard as you can, and he just fell like off of the ramp, but into the railing, just hard.
Yeah, it was great. And this is where they're kind of fast and loose with some rules here too, because they kind of play it like it's a no holds barred match. And in the middle of watching it, Robert's like, "Is this no holds barred? Like, what's the deal?" I'm like, "I don't think so, but I don't know if the refs know either." And then Vince says, "Well, they're kind of playing this like it's a no holds barred match, but it's not. You never know what to expect here in the World Wrestling Federation."
The cop-out answer for everything.
Yeah. You get Bulldog and Owen interview in the middle of this, and they're pissed because they're tight with Brett, and the deal is that Brett's losing his match now with Psycho Sid in your house, and they know he's gonna be screwed, sorry,
Time after time, he's screwed. He's so sorry.
Sorry, I got screwed at the time again. Fuck America. I don't want to be an American idiot.
Yeah. Wow, maybe a Green Day Bret Hart.
There's a lot of levels to this.
Don't want to be a South African idiot.
They then Bulldog and Owen come out, not to the ring, but they're up like in the entrance to the first level of
Yeah,
the
first
crowd.
level, I'd say. Right where the
150s,
ushers
you
usually
know?
stand. Yeah,
Yeah.
150s is good.
And they kind of have some nice like homoerotic poses on each other's shoulders.
This was
while they
weird.
watch the
Tom and I
match.
both started like, is this like Brokeback Mountain? Because it's like Davey's like just staring out with his
I
awesome
know
back.
I don't like want to make you edit things more, but you should put that picture in of like Owen just like on his shoulder, like looking off into the
Well, you
distance.
just did it. Isn't
No,
that enough?
no, but this isn't gay. It'd be gay if they do it.
Wait,
This
this
super,
isn't gay?
this is hetero as hell, man.
Oh yeah, we're a big hetero podcast.
But we love the gays too.
Just like that's what that baby
That's
is
what
the whole
it is all the
time.
time?
Yeah, like I can't do hand
There's
jobs
something-
and read the
there's something
notes.
down there.
So you just do the notes, and I'll just jerk you off the entire time.
And I said deal.
Because it'd be gay if you didn't.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are they gonna do? Are they gonna interfere?
They do walk down. They get closer, and they come out, and then LOD comes out, even the score a bit, and then Vader comes out for no reason.
Well, he's gonna help out Mankind.
Yeah, he goes to help out Mankind, and Stone Cold moves out of the way, and he hits Mankind, and they ring the bell. Somebody wins. But
I
they play
imagine Stone Cold has. No, Mankind has to win because
Mankind should win but he did. I don't know if the refs just knew.
I think Stone Cold won.
Stone Cold's music played. That's all we know. And it's kind of a melee to end the night here.
Yeah. But a good Raw, I guess, compared to the last two. But to what we said, these promos, and I know we spent majority of our time on them, but they are both worth watching, worth mentioning. Again, if the promos are good, I don't mind watching them. Then
And the wrestling here, this match was really good, actually, the Stone Cold Mankind match.
Yeah.
Ending was sloppy, but
yeah,
most of it was really good. Stone Cold working double time here, so.
yeah, but it's to his benefit because he will be facing Bret Hart.
And we get a regular match against Bret, I'm into it.
Yeah.
But it's in your house, so it'll probably be not clean and be stupid, but we'll see.
Speaking of being stupid, are we still gonna? We'll spark up for that 420.
We're gonna just
I guess-
smoke a fucking bong here live on the air, guys.
You got a bong?
I got a bong.
Do you?
I do. I was
Learning
given a
lot
bong.
about you. It was a gift. He's
Yeah.
holding it for a
I've
friend.
never smoked out of a bong in my life, so it'd be a
Really?
good time to do it live on camera for the first time ever.
Fuck yes. Can't wait. That is season Quattro Numero. I can't count to 13. Episode 13. Guys, we have what? One more Raw?
You
and
said
then
Quattro?
Oh,
Did
it's
you mean
season
Cinco?
Cinco. It's 5. I thought it was
Yeah.
4. Sorry.
No, that was last year.
Season 5, episode 13 for our USA fans out there. I know we got a couple. Damn, an hour. This one went a little bit longer.
All right, I won't take as many notes next time.
No, it's
But
fine.
there's so many good lines. Like
There were
when it's
good
all
lines.
talking, you got to talk about the talking, and then you got to talk about eating ass, and then you got to do a few. I'm sorry.
You do. And we
And
can't.
our podcast.
I mean,
is so
actually,
long.
if anyone else
We
would do
took
that,
up all your time, and I'm so sorry.
it fucking hits the soul, dude. The fucking soul. You want to watch the Sunday Night Heat?
Let's check it out, man.
We'll check it out.
We'll meet you back here, guys. Bright and early.
Good night.
And God bless wrestling.